Hello and welcome to today's presentation on risk-based IT infrastructure and cloud and supplier qualification and control. My name is Angela Bazigos and I will be your presenter today. The contents of today's presentation, first of all, we are going to have an overview. We will then talk about IT infrastructure components and then a brief introduction of risk management, not risk management per se, but risk management in the context of infrastructure. Then we're going to look at qualification and control. We'll start with the QMS. Then we will look at the IT infrastructure qualification lifecycle. And once we've completed that, we will add the concepts and challenges of implementing IT infrastructure qualification and control in the cloud and doing a cloud implementation. We will compare cloud versus hosted on-premise. We'll talk about supplier qualification for cloud and hosted on-premise, and we will finish with information on how to maintain the qualified state during operations. Module 1, Overview. In our industry, where we have regulations from FDA and international regulatory agencies, we need to have GXP regulated systems, which are systems compliant with 21 CFR 11, Annex 11, data integrity, etc., etc. However, it's not useful to have a system that is validated and controlled if the underlying infrastructure is not also validated and controlled. And the unfortunate part of having an infrastructure that is not validated and controlled, if a system fails, a system fails. If infrastructure fails, the entirety of a region may fail, or the entirety of a site might fail and come to a standstill while we're trying to resolve the problem. So in order to have qualified infrastructure, you need to do two things. The first one is to create a baseline controlled infrastructure that is in conformance with the established standards, and we'll talk about the standards for qualifying infrastructure. And then once the infrastructure has been qualified, you maintain control by quality assurance activities such as change control, additional training, etc., etc. Again, we will see more details on these in upcoming slides. What we are going to talk about when it comes to infrastructure qualification and control, we'll go through the aspects of first of all, installation and operational qualification of the infrastructure components, and I will talk about components in a moment. Then configuration and configuration management and change control of infrastructure components and settings. Determining risk and managing the risk in infrastructure, involvement of the service providers, especially when it comes to critical infrastructure processes, security management, this is in relation especially to relation to access controls and the availability of services and data integrity, and of course backup, restore, and disaster recovery, as well as archiving. There's two ways to do infrastructure. One of them is the horizontal way, and the other one is the vertical way. I highly recommend, in fact, will only address in this presentation the horizontal platform to IT infrastructure control. So let me give you a little bit of a intro to this, and then I will explain why this is my preferred choice.